Hello and welcome to another episode of Momento Malum today. Teff is a cereal crop that is resistant to adverse climatic and soil conditions. Although teff produces high-quality grain and grows under marginal conditions, unsuitable for other cereal species, it is still considered an orphan crop because it has benefited very little from modern breeding methods. To build a base from which the modern breeding program can be made, the Teff Research Institute would compile a series of papers to understand the genetics of teff and hear the results. Teff is a hybrid species that was domesticated from the progeny of two diploid species. One of the species is likely the Jersey lovegrass. The heir apparent is completely unknown. Teff was domesticated in Ethiopia, and this location is where the majority of the land races still exist. The collection and study of these genetic lines began in the 50s. This system was fully organized, however, through the Ethiopian government by the creation of what is now known as the PGRC in 1976. Through this governmental organization, the Ethiopian government has obtained 5,169 genetic lines of teff. These genetic lines are very variable in all genetic and phenotypic traits, and various methods have been made to measure these traits. The level of variation has to do with the center of origin. There's great geographic differences between different regions in Ethiopia. As a consequence, there's great genetic and phenotypic variation between different populations across the different regions of Ethiopia. Despite this, there's still more within population variation within the land races in comparison to the variation between land races. Although this variation is declining somewhat due to the creation of new cultivars which are replacing the old land races. Various forms of genetic marker technology have been used in the analysis of the gene pool of teff. If you want to donate to my channel, the links are below. If you want to buy my book, you can also find that link in the description box below. The genetic data found that the average genetic potential for yield in teff is currently 0.7 tons per hectare in 1994. This has increased to 1.5 tons in 2013. This indicates that there's a great variation in yield potential within the populations of teff. Through selective breeding, one could increase potentially the productivity of teff even further. Within the teff populations, there's a range of 16 to 34% in terms of nitrogen use efficiency. And there's two distinct populations of teff. One of the populations is found in the cool, wet highlands. The second population is found in the desert lowlands of Ethiopia. And both populations have adaptations to each corresponding environment. For instance, the desert population is very resistant to drought. There's also a few lines within these populations that show higher resistance to salty and acidic soils. There's also a great level of variation across different populations. There are populations that have a genetic variability of 1%, while others have up to 80% genetic differentiation from the other populations. These more genetically different selections may be a source of new traits for the creation of a modern breeding program. And that about covers everything. Thank you for watching.